Let's take a look at multiplying two radicals in a binomial fashion. And when I double distribute, and what I'm really going to be looking at here is, do I have any common factors? So if I notice 10 goes into 30, doesn't. So I'm going to list this as the square root of 10 times the square root of 30. And then, let me get back here. Then I notice 10 doesn't go into 18, so I'll say minus the square root of 180. Then I'll distribute my 6, and I notice 6 goes in each of these, so I'll say plus the square root of 6 times the square root of 30 minus the square root of 6 times the square root of 18. Now, since I know 10 is a factor of 30, I'm going to write that as the square root of 10 times the square root of 3. Notice what happens here. I've got the square root of 10 times the square root of 10. So that's just 10 square roots of 3. Now with the square root of 180, I'm sorry, I didn't see 10 as a factor of 18, so I'm just going to go through my normal factors of 180. And I notice that 9 goes into 180 20 times. And then 4 goes into 20 5 times. So I know the square root of 9 is 3. The square root of 4 is 2. So I'm going to have plus 6 square roots of 5. Now these are getting kind of close, so I think I'm going to switch colors when I do the square root of 6 times the square root of 30. And really, I know 6 goes into 30 5 times. I like that 6 because the square root of 6 times the square root of 6 is 6. So I'm going to get plus 6 square roots of 5. Then I'll do the same thing for 18. I'll go, okay, the square root of 6 times the square root of 3 is 18. And then I see the square root of 6 times the square root of 6 is 6. So I'll say minus 6 square roots of 3. I think I'll put that 10 square roots of 3 in front. So if I look at my first term and my last term, they're like terms. So I'm going to get 10 minus 6 is 4 square roots of 3. Then I'll look at 6 square roots of 5 plus 6 square roots of 5. Those are like terms. So I'll get plus 12 square roots of 5. I don't have any other like terms, so that's my final answer. So my final answer is 4 square roots of 3 plus 2 square roots of 5. I cannot simplify that anymore, so there's my answer.